Hello, welcome back to the channel. You join me here on this Wednesday afternoon here at 4 p.m. for another episode of the Ros-Albastrii. Now, we're on to episode number 14. We played Man City in our last game and we managed to get a 1-0 win over at the Etihad. A real good defensive performance from the team, rearguard action at the fore, and we managed to hold on late into the day to secure that vital 1-0 away goal win. We've got Man City today again at the National Arena. We're entertaining the English side at home. I'm quite confident we can do something against them today, given that we beat them away from home. I don't think they're as good as Barcelona. They're certainly not as good as Manchester United, so I'm confident of being able to get through now to the final, which will mean we'll face either Napoli or Arsenal. Not too sure which at this stage, but fingers crossed we can get the job done today. We need to keep it tight still. Can't give anything too silly away, but I'm confident that these boys can do the job today. So let's get into today's episode, guys. Let's run that intro. Welcome back to the save then, guys, on this Wednesday afternoon. Now, as we can see, we've played one game since that game against Man City, which was against CFR Cluj. We beat them 4-0 last time we played them. We beat them 3-0 this time. Goals coming from Alin Tosca, Christian Lakuta and Razvan Marin getting on the score sheet. Alin Tosca with a man of the match performance with an 8.9 rating with a goal and an assist. Pardon me. We had 60% of possession, 20 shots at goal, 8 of which were on target. Pretty good dominating performance from the whole team, really. Edgar I coming into the side along with Manu Garcia. Rested a few players for this game. We've got a big game coming up against Man City today. This win also means that Valentin Kojikaru has actually beaten the record of clean sheets set in this game. Let's have a quick look at that. So 23 clean sheets now kept by Valentin Kojikaru is now a Steaua Bucharest record. The previous record was held by Florin Nita, who had 22 in 2016. So we've set another record here in this save. Kojikaru gets the job done with another strong clean sheet. So what we're going to do then, we've got 2 days to go until we come up against Man City for the second time. We're going to advance into game day and we're going to get this game played. And we hold a 1-0 advantage, don't forget. We've got the home advantage this time around. In two minds whether to play that contain mentality again and try and squeeze out either a draw or a narrow win. Or do we go back to counter and try and enhance the result? I'm not too sure at the minute. I'll have to have a think whilst we run through the next couple of days. But whatever happens, we're going to come back and we're going to leave it all out on that field as we did against Barcelona with that 3-0 win. So let's get to the game day. Then back for today's game. Now, the Romanian Football Informer believe that Steaua Bucharest will win this one. They think we've got enough quality to see off a threat of Man City, and the 1-goal lead we have from the first leg is a good starting point for them, and they should do well. Now, Bet190 have Man City in at 6-4 favourites, Steaua Bucharest at 13-8, which is very marginal. It's like 0.0125 difference between the two sides, and they're drawing at 2-1. They think it's going to be a tight game, so I'm going to play a counter mentality for this one, I think. And we're going to go through the lineups now, as is always the case of late. So, in goal for us is Valentin Kojikaru, Alin Tosca Stevens and Omaruo at the back. We've got Novosek and Bryce JJ in the wing-back positions with Vlad Archim and Muniro in the middle. Rick Baldwin comes in for Alex Juricevic, who is currently a bit low on fitness, with Baldwin, Gribbin and Keane. Man City, on the other hand, have Joe Hart in goal. A flat four at the back with Rodriguez, Stones, Company and Danilo. Four in midfield, Sane, Sanchez, De Bruyne and Isco, with Simone Zaza and Sergio Aguero up front. Solid 4-4-2. And we're going to go in now and we're just going to tell their wider players again to play into their weaker foot. Get them to come more inside so we can get that tackle in, considering we've got a lot of players which are coming inwards. We're going to stick a bit of hard tackling up on Leroy Sane. We're going to have a look at some of the other players as well, see if there's any that we may have missed. De Bruyne, he can have a little bit of hard tackling as well. Let's have a look at Stones, Company and Danilo. We'll keep things as they are for that. So we're going to go into that. And we're going to play with a counter mentality today rather than contain. So I'm going to tell them that we deserve to be in the final, so I expect them to make it happen. And it's had a good effect with pretty much all the squad here. We did have Jack Stevens with a bit of stress, but we've managed to re-motivate him with our individual and positional team talks. So we're going to get into today's game then, and fingers crossed we can get through to the final of the Champions League. So then we have kicked off here, and it is Man City who kick off, and Simone Zaza launches an early attack in towards Aguero, but Kajukaru comes out and makes the save in the first 30 or so minutes of the game. We are doing all right so far. Not much going on, only 5 or 6 minutes gone. We lead 1-0 on aggregate, don't forget. If it stayed like this, I would be very, very pleased. We've had a couple of shots. Man City doing quite well for possession stats at the minute. 25 minutes gone, nothing happening, so we'll come back for... Oh, we've got a highlight here, and it's Rodriguez with the corner in towards De Bruyne, and Gribbin gets it away. Now, Gribbin has a chance to launch this attack. He's got a lot of pace, and he finds Muniru. We've got options out wide to left, and Boldrin just has to look. Boldrin goes it alone, though, and Boldrin puts the ball into the side netting. I reckon if he'd have just played that ball over the defence there, he'd have had a better chance, better angle to try and force a shot. Or at least force a save from the keeper. And Boldrin now plays it into Gribbin. And Gribbin now goes it alone. Plays it back to Christian Novacek to Boldrin, who finds Keane. He's got Muniru to his right. And oh, what a goal! Muniru with an absolute sensational strike. The Boldrin now has the ball. He plays the ball to Keane. And Muniru comes through on the edge of the area. Cannons it with that right peg. Oh, what a absolute boomer that was. I mean, that is nice for your Wednesday afternoon, isn't it, lads? What a goal, and what a start as well. What a start we've made to this game. 2-0. Man City have really got it all to do in that second half. And you know what? If we can get through to half-time, and I'm just going to assertively put a little message in, just to tighten things up, I might switch this down to contain for the second half. See if we can frustrate them. Gribbin to Keane. Keane, oh, we've got a little chance here. Keane now pays it back to Digital. Muniru comes through, clatters. Might have to look at the tackling of these lads here at the minute. Isco now on the ball to Danilo. Danilo cuts inside. He's dispossessed, and Keane has the ball. Plays it back to Jack Stevens, who finds Kenneth Omarua to Bryce, DJJ to Muniru, to Archim, to Boldrin. Boldrin's now going a good little run, that Keane, to Bryce DJ. Gribbin! Da, 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 da. And the Bucharest boys make it to 3-0 now. Bryce DJJ, poor touch, good tackle from Rodriguez, but the empty net. Hart, I mean, what were you doing, son? What was Joe Hart doing? Gribbin makes no mistake from that position. And we go into half-time. Well, is it going to be 3? Gribbin, Keane now on the ball, is chased by their number 13. Plays it to Christian Novacek, to DJJ, to Stevens. Stevens looking around, he's struggling for options, and they manage to get the ball out wide to Sane. He's got 3-4 men advancing in the box. Aguero's one of them, but Bryce DJJ gets it away. Gribbin now on the ball down that right flank. Rodriguez takes it off him though, and DJJ is already on a yellow. And I'm going to have to bring him off at half time, I think. I don't want to lose him. Sane into Zaza, and Simone Zaza pulls a goal back for Man City. Sane, the architect, down that right flank. Bryce DJJ closed him down the best he could. Sane with a lovely turn and cross that into Zaza, who gets behind Alin Tosca and puts the ball into the back of the net. Now, we've got to be careful now in this second half. They're going to come out gunning for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch that down to contain. I'm also going to tell them not to get complacent, because things can turn around very quickly in football, as we all know. I'm going to tell them there's a lot more to come from them. We're also going to go in and swap him for Romario Bensart. And we're also going to bring on... George Puskás for Muniru, and we're going to stick Boldrin back in Puskás's role, and we're going to keep things there. So Puskás will be up front with Keane and Gribbin, and we're going to leave it as they are for now. So we're going to come back into the game then, and we've kicked off here for the second half. We're kicking from right to left this time. We have a 2-1 advantage in this game. Man City pulled a goal back just before half-time. Gribbin has just picked up a yellow. Novacek looking very nervous. Keane also picks up a yellow. Coming to around the 70th minute, and I'm just gonna keep an eye on this here now. Danilo plays the ball in towards Isco. Oh, and Isco gets his 4th goal of the season. And Man City here have a chance. They have a real chance now to get back into this game, Man City. Good cross out from Danilo, and Isco gets his head on it past Kojikaru. And I'm just going to now take this opportunity to bring Tosca off and bring on Robert Hodegea and hope that we can cling on now for the next 20 minutes of this game, because if we give anything away, we're going to aggressively tell them now just to tighten. Omaruo, the ball now clears up to Sane and Isco. Isco's got Aguero in space. Aguero, he's got only one man to beat. Oh, Sergio Aguero. His 30th goal of the season. And Man City now are on the cusp of getting through to the next round of the Champions League. It all looked dead and buried for them at half-time. Steaua Bucharest started well. Archim now to Boldrin, to Keane, to Puskás, to Gribin, to Bensar, to Keane. Oh, Will Keane, you fucking beauty! Oh, this is immense. Gribin to Bensar, to Keane at a tight angle, and he fires it past Joe Hart, who has absolutely no hand-to-eye coordination whatsoever. But we don't care, and we're just going to aggressively tell them now just to tighten things up, bloody concentrate. We've got yellow cards galore in this team. What a bloody great second half this has been. We went into half-time really on the edge of an easy victory here. And we've got a few seconds left. I think we've done it, lads. I think we may have just got it. Puskás to Gribin. Gribin. Oh, and we went from absolutely dominating in this game at half-time to going in 3-0 up on aggregate with absolutely no chance of losing it. Man City then stick 3 past us in the second half, and then all of a sudden they're going to go through on away goals. And then Will Keane gets a ball from Romario Bensar. And Will Keane does what Will Keane does. And even from the tightest of angles, Will Keane fired it past Joe Hart. What a fantastic performance. We are into the final of the Champions League. Can you believe it, guys? Leave me some comments in the comment section down below. We don't get many of them. Please let me know what you think of this series. Have you enjoyed this emotional roller coaster? You may have seen me be a bit more animated in the last few episodes, because this is we're treading untrodden ground which hasn't been trodden in Romanian football, particularly with Steaua Bucharest. We're getting on to 30 years now. And we've barely spent a penny as well. Will Keane, he was available when we bought him for 450,000. He'd got 1 goal in the Championship. He's come to us. He did rubbish in his first season. I thought we'd bought a turkey. I really did. But the last 2 seasons, he's been fantastic since we retrained him to that shadow striker. He's been brilliant, and he's only getting better. He's now valued at 2.3. Really, really, really impressed. Will Keane was quality. Gribin, we bought him from Man United. He was a nothing player when we got him. $1 million. He's played brilliantly since he's turned up. His stats are going up as well. I mean, he wasn't great when we got him, but again, you give him the game time and he improves massively. So guys, we are now into the final of the Champions League, which will be played somewhere down here. Now, I was thinking we'd be able to do that in our next episode on Friday. However, we have got a League Cup final and a probably Romanian Cup of Romane final, which will come before then. So I think we might have to wait until Saturday for that one and play the 2 cup games in the same episode on Friday. Obviously, we've got these games to come up in between then. Obviously, we've got to beat Concordia Shajna in the semi-finals of the Cup of Romane, but we've thrashed them in the league and stuff and in the other cup competitions. So I'm confident of doing that. We've done all this without our best left back. We've done all this without Marian Lucha. We've done amazing things here. Honestly, it's getting to the point now where it's starting to become real. Guys, if you enjoyed today's episode, remember to smash a like on that video down below. Let's see if we can get 10, 20 likes on this video. Subscribe if you're new. Join us again later in the week for what will be the Cup of Romane semi-finals. Well, hopefully it will be a final. We should have played them by then and we'll get through. It'll be the Romanian League Cup final, and then on Saturday morning we're going to be sat here in a suit for the Champions League final. And I'm not entirely sure who we're going to have in the Champions League. Let's have a look. they haven't played their second game yet. Arsenal lead 1-0. Let's have a quick snifter. When do they play their next game? When do they play the next game? I'm not too sure when that next game is. Okay, so we'll cover that next time. So let's leave it there. Let's leave it that we don't know who we're playing. The next game is on the 6th. Oh, so the next game is today. Okay, so now we know. So we've got the Romanade derby coming up. Wilkin is on the verge of Steaua Bucharest history. He's now 3 goals away from the record in a season of scoring for Steaua Bucharest. Sorry about this, guys. I will kick this on. So here we go then. Are we going to be playing Napoli? I'd kind of rather play Napoli than Arsenal, to be honest. I really would. Let's see. Let's click continue. And Arsenal have gone through on away goals. Dybala. Oh, no, they've got Dybala. That is going to be a real problem. Insigne, Callejon and Costa scoring for Napoli in that first half. They went 3-1 up there in that first half, but Dybala managed to get that late goal, which put Arsenal through. Kind of like Man City nearly did to us with Aguero, but we managed to pull it back. So we're going to be playing Arsenal in the Champions League final. Join us again on what will be Friday for the Romanian Cup finals, providing we get through. It might just be one cup final. And then obviously on Saturday morning, we've got that Champions League final game against Arsenal. It's going to be a big one. So guys, go and prepare. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy tomorrow. Come back again Friday for the Romanian. And then prepare yourselves for Saturday. Thank you for watching again, people. I really appreciate the support. Take care.